Welcome to our gentle fitness exercise routine. For today's session, we'll be using a pair of light free weights and a sturdy chair. Sitting nice and tall, let's start off with an easy side neck bend. By tilting your ear towards one shoulder, bringing your head up, and bring the other ear towards the other shoulder. Just nice and slowly going back and forth from one side to the next. About 5 more seconds. Great, now taking it into our neck rotations. Turn your head towards one side, back to center, and then turning or rotating the neck towards the other side. Remember, we're moving slowly. We're not in a rush. Great, now into our alternating shoulder circles next. So bringing one arm around, nice big circles, one arm at a time. Remember to move through whatever your comfortable range of motion is. Great, now taking it into our torso turns. So placing your hands on the outside of one of your thighs and turning the body towards that side, back to center, and then around to the other side. Just gently going from one side to the next. Great, now let's add an arm reach with it. As you turn, reach the arm across the body, back to center, and around to the other side. Same thing. Just a gentle turn and reach with the arm across the body. Good. Now we can also change up the direction of our reaches by reaching a little bit lower or just reaching in a slightly different direction. All right, well done. Next, taking it into our heel digs with arm press. So dig the heel out in front of you and press the arms to the front. So dig the heels and press the arms at the same time, but we're alternating from one leg to the other for those heel digs. Good, that's it. Pressing the arms out to the front. All right, now let's try pressing those arms up high. So pressing or reaching the arms up overhead as we continue with those heel digs for a few more seconds. All right, great job. Well done. Next, let's take it into our knee lifts with hands tapping the opposite knee. Good job, that's it. Good, just lift the knee as high as you're able to manage. All right, and then taking it into our invisible jump rope. So with the feet, you can lift both feet at the same time just a short distance away from the ground, or you can alternate with the feet marching. Just remember to keep the jump rope turning. All right, next moving into our speed bag. Speed bag by circling the fists around each other. All right, and relaxing the arms. Let's take a water break. If you'd like to keep moving, marching those feet. All right, when you're ready to go again, standing behind your chairs for the next round. Our first movement here will be our hip hinge. So when you're ready, positioning yourselves comfortably behind the chair, then bending at the hips as you lean the body forward slightly, keeping a neutral spine, and then standing up. Good, that's it, just hinging at the hips. And you do want to make sure that the knees are slightly bent throughout as well. All right, next, moving into our partial squats. Still using the chair for support, bending the knees as you pretend to sit back into an invisible high chair. So again, remember working at your own pace, only bend the knees and hips as much as your body is able to tolerate. All right, well done. Taking it into our calf raises with arm reach. Going up onto those toes. And when you're ready, reaching up with one arm as though you're picking fruit off of a tree. So lifting those toes, reaching one arm up. And then when you reach up the next time, reach with the opposite arm. That way you're still able to hold on to that chair with one hand if the support is needed. And we can change up the direction of our reach as well. All right, marching it out on the spot here again. And just a light arm swing. We're just doing an easy march here. Okay, a few more seconds to go, and then we'll take it into our stepping half jacks. Good, so when you're ready, step the foot out to the side as you reach the corresponding arm up to the side. Good, so step to the side, reach the arm up, step together, and then switch to the other side. If you're able to manage performing the movement without holding onto the chair, you're more than welcome to do both arms at the same time. Good, finishing up with these jacks in a few seconds before we switch into our side tap and reach. So tap the foot out as you reach the arm across the body. That's it. Tap and reach. Tap and reach. All right, very good. Marching it out again, marching on the spot. Take a moment to catch your breath here if needed. And when you're ready, just marching on the spot. All right, we will be using the weights within our next round, so just make sure you have them nearby as you take a seat again on your chair. For the first few, we'll just be starting off with our body weights into our chest squeeze to shoulder blade squeeze. So opening up those arms, cactus arms, bring the palms and elbows together in front, opening up as you squeeze the shoulder blades back. Good, so just think opening and closing. Bringing the palms and elbows as close together in the front, then opening everything up wide, squeezing the shoulder blades. Good, now taking it into our bent over row with the body weight. So using that hip hinge as we lean slightly forward in the chair, reaching the arms down, and then pulling those arms up as you squeeze the shoulder blades. So keep this form here in mind because we will be using it when we add the weights in a few minutes. Okay, nicely done. Next, taking it into our wood chopper movement. So reaching those arms up, and then chopping down diagonally across the body. Good, now switching to the other side. All right, great. Now picking up those weights, moving into our bent over rows with the weights. So it's the exact same movement we did before, but without the weights. This time we're using the weight. So hinging forward at the hips, reaching the arms down, pull up as you squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you. Good, you have a few more seconds here before we move into our bicep curls. Sitting tall, weights down by the sides, palm side facing forward, as you then raise the weights up towards the shoulders and then lowering the weights back down towards the ground. Remember to continue engaging those muscles. We don't want gravity to do all of the work here. We want to make sure that we're not swinging the arms, but we're using those muscles to do the work. Good. Great. Next, taking it into our shoulder raises. Raising the weights straight up to the front and then back down. As you raise the weights up to the front, bring it just to about shoulder height before you lower the weights back down. For a few more seconds here before we take it into our front shoulder press. Good, now raising those weights up to about shin level in front of you, and then press or push the weights straight up above the head, and then bring the weight back down. You can perform this one arm at a time, or if you're able to manage it, you're welcome to push both weights up at the same time. Just remember to make sure you keep breathing, and you should not feel as though you're straining yourself to perform any of these movements. This is the last exercise for this round. All right, rest the muscles for a moment before we go into our second set. Again, use the opportunity to have a drink of water if it's needed. If you want to continue moving, you're more than welcome to march it out. After this, we have one more round of those weighted exercises to go before we transition into our cool down and stretches. All right, so when you're ready, have a seat on your chair again. And then we'll be reaching for those weights. Starting off here with our bent over rows for the second set. So hinging forward at the hips, keeping that neutral posture in the spine. And then when you're ready, raising those weights up as you bring the elbows back. Squeezing the shoulder blades. Good, reaching the weights down, lifting up and squeezing the shoulder blades. All right, well done. Taking it into our bicep curls for the second set. Great, now moving into our front shoulder raise. Good, now into our shoulder press coming up, bringing the weights up to the chin level and into the shoulder press. All right, very good. Resting the weights down, off to the side. Let's march on the spot. Okay, now relaxing those feet and let's roll the shoulders out. Switching directions. All right, relaxing the shoulders and positioning ourselves to take it into our next stretch. By tilting your head towards one shoulder and just holding this position, just until you're starting to feel a stretch down the side of your neck. Good. Bring your head up and gently over to the other side, bringing your ear towards the shoulder. Great. Now into our tricep stretch, taking one hand out and reaching it against your upper back as you try to reach the fingertips farther down your back. The aim is just to feel a gentle pull or stretch in the back of the upper arm here. Great. Relax that arm and switching over to the other side. Hand against the upper back, and then try to reach the fingertips as far down the back as your body will allow. Good, and relax. All right, now moving into our lat stretch. So reaching one arm straight up in the air and reach that arm over towards the opposite side of the body. So we're aiming to feel a stretch maybe down the side of your body or the side of your back, along the side of your back. Good, centering and over to the other side. Reach that arm straight up in the air and into a side bend. Good. Next, taking it into our chest stretch here. Opening up the arms, opening up the palms to reach the arms back, to open up the chest, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Keep breathing. We want to make sure we're not holding our breath. We're holding the stretches, but not our breath. Good. Relax. Into our proposal stretch here, sitting off to the side edge of your seat and lowering one knee off as though you're about to get down on one knee. Yes, maybe to propose or to clean or to kneel on the ground for some other reason. Good, back onto the chair and switching over to the other side. Great, now sitting back onto our chairs again, towards the front edge of the seat so that we can straighten one leg out in front of us with the heel in the ground, toes pointed up. Start off sitting nice and tall and start pointing the toes towards you a little bit more or bending forward at those hips to deepen the stretch. You may feel a slight pull or stretch in the back of your straight leg. Great, now switching over to the other leg, same thing on this side. Good, bring that leg in, sitting nice and tall. We'll take a few deep breaths in just to finish off. Deep breath in as you raise the arms up, and breathe out as you bring the arms down. Take a deep breath in, arms up, and breathe out, arms down. Deep breath in, and out. Great job. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.